Hi everyone, so today's video is going to be another wedding series. I love filming these, they're probably like one of my favourite videos to watch at the moment, and I really apologise there wasn't one last month, but last month was just a bit hectic with moving and Christmas and all stuff like that, so I thought instead of doing one in December, I would do one in January and it will be kind of a big, long wedding series video. So I've got tons of things to show you, but I think I'm going to wait until the end to show you everything. If not, if this video is too long, I will put it into two parts, so look out for the second part if there is. And this video I'm going to be talking about what we have done so far leading up to our wedding, because we are now in 2016. So happy new year everyone. I hope everyone had a lovely Christmas and a New Year's. There are 9 months to our wedding, and I remember my last wedding series I said there was a whole year. It's now only 9 months, and to some people that might seem a long time, but to me this is where it's kind of go go go, and a lot of things have to be done this year. So the number one question you are probably all asking is, have you got your wedding dress? And the answer is no. I still haven't even booked up a appointment to go and try on wedding dresses. I've just been so busy, and really the wedding dress should be like the number one thing for a wedding, is like the wedding dress, so that should have come first. So this month, hopefully in a few weeks time, I'm going to book some appointments. I have done a lot of research on kind of bridal boutiques around where I live, and there are 2 that I want to visit in the next couple of weeks. I just have to make sure that my mum can make it and my maid of honour, and then we can all get together and go and try on wedding dress, well, me go and try on wedding dresses. So yeah, it's just been a bit manic with kind of Christmas and New Year's, and everyone was so busy that we couldn't actually make an appointment. So now everything's died down, I can find out a date and then hopefully take you guys with me. And if I do film the wedding dress shopping, I will not probably show the dress that I pick. I'll probably film a few of the dresses that I try on, but not the actual one. So I'm not going to be showing my dress that I do pick, but I do know kind of what style I want. So if you want to leave a comment down below and guess what kind of style, whether it's a fishtail, long sleeved, halter neck, then I'd like to hear your feedback on what you think would suit me. Bridesmaid dresses. Now I did go shopping with my maid of honour, and we just kind of, I think it was before Christmas. Yeah, it was before Christmas. And it was a bit hectic and rushed, but we were literally only meeting up for a catch up, and we ended up going into Debenhams just to have a little browse, and we tried on a few dresses there. A lot of the stuff at the moment is in sales, and it's all kind of either the wrong colour or the wrong size, so it's kind of very, very hard to pick a style of dress that everyone would wear. So there was one dress we absolutely fell in love with, and I'm like 90% sure that I want that dress. But the only problem is my maid of honour tried it on in blue, and it looked gorgeous, the style of dress, but they didn't have the kind of blush pink that I wanted. But I did do a bit of research, and they did stock the blush pink, but it's actually sold out on the Coast website. So that's a bit of a bummer, but there are a few other websites that do sell that particular dress, so I might go for it. But I might actually wait until spring comes out, because at the moment there's a lot of still like Christmas colours, like red, navy, a lot of blue colours, and not a lot of spring pastel colours. So I think I'm going to wait until spring and see and kind of wait for their new collection to come out. But when I go wedding dress shopping as well, we're going to try a few bridesmaid dresses on for them. Florist. I have an appointment with the florist on the 16th of January, so it's the 8th today. So yeah, and that florist is, she knows my dad, so we're probably going to get a bit of a discount, which is nice because flowers can be so expensive. And she's an amazing florist as well. The kind of flowers that I want, I think I discussed it in my last video, but I do love roses, I can't pronounce them, hydrangeas I think they're called. I love them, and they're the kind of style that I want, and in the colours cream, whites and the blush pink. So the bouquets, I'm either going to have me and the bridesmaids in a mixed bouquet with cream and pink flowers, or I'm going to have the bridesmaids just having white roses and me having pink roses. So I'm not 100% sure yet. Obviously when I have my appointment with the florist, we can kind of go through and discuss things, and I might actually film a bit of that so you can see kind of a bit of like our theme and ideas that we have. So yeah, that is the florist. And also she is going to be doing our centerpieces, and the centerpieces that we want are, I'll try and insert a photo because it's really hard to just sit here and describe what we want, but if I'm allowed to insert a photo, because I know copyright's a bit funny on YouTube, I'll insert some photos. If not, I am going to be doing a blog post after this video so you can kind of see the ideas on what I'm talking about, a bit like Kate from Dolly Bobo. I really liked her idea of explaining what she wants and then doing a separate blog post with all photos and stuff. But they're basically like tall centerpieces with flowers coming out, not in a kind of ball shape, but more of a kind of like just a flower arrangement with all different flowers going out. It's really hard to describe, but again, roses, hydrangeas, similar flowers to that. So yeah, they're going to be on the centerpieces of the tables, and then the top table I'm going to be having 2 at each end, and then like a kind of flower arrangement display in the middle, but nothing too big. It'll probably be just like a small arrangement in the middle. And I wanted tall because I wanted people to still be able to talk around the table instead of be like hi there and hi there. I wanted people to be able to like communicate with each other around the table. So I might even do like a see-through glass vase thing with the flowers coming out, but they just look really glamorous and sophisticated. So yeah, that is the flowers. She'll also be doing the buttonholes as well, so she'll be doing the bouquets, buttonholes and the centerpieces. So hopefully when the 16th comes I will film a bit of that so you can get an idea. Chair covers and swags. These, I have booked these up. I've paid them off because a lot of the things I've just put down deposits for, and then 10 weeks before you get married, or I think it's 8 weeks before you get married, you have to pay the full balance. But I've started to pay, me and Paul have started to pay things off in full now because there's just going to be so much to like deal with throughout the year. So the chair covers have been paid for. A nearby kind of events company near the venue is going to be delivering and setting up the chair covers for free, which is fantastic. That's what I wanted, because a lot of the companies charge for delivering and setting up, but because this is quite local to our venue, they said they'll do it for free. But I'll insert some a picture here of what we are going to be having. So we're going to be having plain white chair covers with the actual ruffle. It's called a ruffle hood, and basically it's something that goes on top of the chair cover, and it looks very shabby chic and vintage and just very glamorous. So I love that. And the colour that the ruffle hood is going to be in is vintage pink, which is similar to a blush dusty pink. So it's all going to tie in together with the creams and the pinks. So yeah, I absolutely love that. And what else? So yeah, there's 41 chair covers. We got a swag. If you don't know what a swag is, it's a top table swag. You can get them on other tables as well, but we've got one for the top table and the cake table. So they're basically the same material as your chair covers. So it depends if you've got satin, chiffon, what's the other one? I can't remember the other material, but it's going to be matching the chair cover hood. So it basically is like a drape going across the top table, and yeah, it just makes a wedding come together. So we've got one for the top table, and I think I haven't paid for the cake table swag yet because I'm not sure if I want that. So I'm kind of a bit 50-50 on that. But yeah, that's all done now. Photographer, I mentioned this in my last wedding series. I look really washed out. I'm not even this pale, I've got loads of makeup on. I mentioned this in my last video about the photographer, and I wasn't sure if I was going for the high-end photographer or the kind of more reasonable photographer, and we decided to go for the high-end one because you only get one set of wedding photos, so that is really important to me. Wedding photos and all that stuff is really, really important to us. So yeah, he's an amazing photographer. We put a deposit down for him, and I think we have to meet him a couple of weeks before the wedding to kind of go through what style we like of photos, and I think we also get a like engagement photo shoot, which is really, really cool. So we can kind of practice our little poses and stuff then. So yeah, he was quite pricey, but I'm so glad we went for him because he has got amazing photography skills. So yeah, we've got him. Videographer, we booked the videographer as well. We paid the deposit for that. And the videographer we chose I was really, really stuck on videographers because number one, I really, really wanted one because of my whole YouTube, and I just love having things captured. But a lot of the videographers were very like really professional, and they didn't really capture the moment of people having fun, and it was very like serious things. So like when the bride was getting ready, like I don't really know how to describe it, but they just didn't capture the moments really well, and I like a lot of smiles and laughter and having fun. So the videographer I went with was actually a bit cheaper than the more professional ones. He still obviously is a qualified professional videographer, but he is really natural, and again, like I said, he captures the moments, the right moments. He films obviously the flower girls and the page boys, and it's just such a lovely video. And in our package we get a 3 and 4 minute trailer, which is kind of like the highlights of the wedding, and then we also get a I think it's 40-minute version of our whole wedding. So he's gonna be there up until the bridal preparation, so he'll film us all getting ready together and having a laugh. He'll film the cars, he'll film the ceremony, the cutting of the cakes, all of that stuff up until the first dance, I think. And we've got quite a good package with him as well, so I'm really excited about that. And I just like that it's very me and Paul, very relaxed and not too professional. Transport. So my mum is kindly sorting out our transport for us. That's something she wanted to do and to pay for, so thank you, Mum, if you're watching this. But we are going for 2 wedding cars. So the first car is obviously for me and my dad, the father of the bride, and we're going to get a vintage car. I'm not too sure what they're called because I'm rubbish with like cars, but I'll insert a photo here. I think it's a Rolls Royce. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a Rolls Royce, but my mum had one on her wedding day and I just love them. I think they're so classic. It's the classic wedding car, and when I see them on the road I'm just like, oh, I'd love to have that for my wedding. So me and my dad are going to have one of them, and we're going to have it in like a creamy colour. And then the bridesmaids and my mum and the flower girls will be going into the second wedding car, which is also going to be vintage, but the only problem is it's quite hard to find a car that will fit a lot of people in. So there's going to be 6 people in the second car, so we need to find a car that will obviously hold that amount of people in. And I also need to do some checks as well to make sure that the flower girls can go in, because I know some vintage cars don't have car seats, like they can't have car seats in them, so I have to do all that. But the car will be picking us up from my mum's house because that's where we'll all be getting ready, and then obviously they'll be driving us to the venue, and then we stay after the ceremony. The ceremony and reception is in the same venue, so that's all we need the cars for. We went to a wedding fair back in October. Yeah, it was in October, and it was at the venue we're actually getting married, and there is so many wedding fairs that are on, but I wanted to go to the one at our venue because a lot of the suppliers have already been there before, and the only thing, I kind of went there to get a LED lit up dance floor, but the man wasn't there, and I wanted to, that's something I really wanted, But apart from that, we kind of booked everything already. But one thing we did end up booking is a chocolate fountain, which just like sucked me in, and Paul's mum and dad are kindly paying for that for our wedding, which is really nice of them. So the chocolate fountain, I'm pretty sure everyone knows what it is, but basically you have little, like, what would you say they are, treats, so like donuts and strawberries, and then you dip them into a chocolate fountain that all like melts down. I'll insert a photo if I can, but this one we picked because they had a really good deal on. You could get 6 treats to go with it, so you can get brownies, strawberries, marshmallows, all stuff like that. So we picked 6. And then obviously the chocolate fountain, which we went for milk chocolate, and it was delicious. Like, I think that's what actually sold us, because you were able to try it and we just fell in love with it. It tastes amazing. And yes, we've got the chocolate fountain as well, and it also lights up. It kind of like has illuminate lights around it, so you can have whatever colour you want on it. So we're going to have pink, and that's going to be in the back room of the venue, because we have the whole venue to ourselves. The back room where the evening buffet is going to be, that's where we're going to set up the chocolate fountain, and they're going to come and do that obviously. So yeah, we've got a chocolate fountain, and I was going to get a sweet cart or like a sweet table, but to be honest, we hardly have any children coming. We literally have, let's think, we have about 5 children coming, because not a lot of my friends and family have children. So I just thought it would be a waste of money, and instead I'm going to do like a goodie bag for them and put like little sweets and fun activities in the goodie bag for them. So yeah, we was going to do a sweet table, but I just thought the chocolate fountain they will love it anyway. And the last thing I want to talk about that we have booked up is the cake. So again, we found a really amazing cake maker, kind of local to our venue again. She's delivered there before, so she obviously knows where to go and where to set it up. So the cake we have gone for is a 4-tier cake, but the top tier is going to be a dummy tier. Now the reason why we've done this is because it will work out cheaper. The cake was coming to over £550 with 4 cake flavours, 4 tiers. But she said if you do the top tier as a dummy cake, it will reduce it by £100. And I thought, because we only have a small amount of guests come in, I'd say 100 people the max, 80 to 100 people, we probably wouldn't need the whole 4 tiers as flavours. So what we've done is we've got three of the tiers are going to be flavoured tiers. So we're going to go for, let me get the cake flavours up so I don't muck it up. Okay, so the cake flavours we think we're going to go for is strawberries and champagne, and I'm going to read out kind of the description of that. So that's Madagascan vanilla bean sponge with Tiptree strawberry and champagne conserve and champagne buttercream. How amazing does that sound? So I think that's going to be one of the tiers. And then we're also going to have naughty chocolate, so that's chocolate fudge sponge with chocolate fudge buttercream. And then the last tier, which we are not too sure on, is either going to be sticky toffee, which is sticky toffee sponge with salted caramel sauce and salted caramel buttercream, or red velvet, which is red velvet sponge with cream cheese buttercream. There is a plain vanilla as well, but I thought the strawberries and champagne is basically the same as vanilla with, but with a strawberry jam and a champagne jam, and I thought that would be more kind of wedding appropriate. I think that's what we're going to go for, or we might just end up having the plain vanilla sponge. But like I said, we still have to go for a cake testing, so we can discuss kind of cake flavours then. But she's got some amazing ones. She also does carrot cake, traditional fruit cake as well, but we're going to go for the more fun ones that everyone will like. So yeah, that's the cake flavours. And then so basically we're going to have the bottom tier as probably the strawberries and champagne one, because I think more people would have that and it's going to be a bigger tier. And then the second one will probably be the toffee, and then the other one will be the chocolate one. And then the top one, which is going to be the fourth one, is going to be a dummy tier. So there's going to be no actual cake inside, but it's still going to be designed like, I don't really know how to explain it. Basically, it doesn't look like a dummy tier, you just can't cut it, but it actually flows with the cake, if that makes any sense. But yeah, it's just worked out a bit cheaper for us. It's knocked off £100 off whatever it was. I can't remember how much I said it was. And I think if I had more guests, then I probably would have gone for the extra sponge. But I think this is going to be plenty, and we're also having cupcakes as well. So there should be plenty of cake there for everyone. And the design of the cake, you're probably thinking, well, what's the design? I'll insert a photo here. But basically it's like a creamy ivory cake with cascading roses going from the top of the tier all the way to the bottom, and I just think it looks really glamorous and classy. And the roses are going to be like a blush vintage pink colour, and then I think we're going to have satin kind of ribbon going around the tiers as well. She does also have cake stands, but I'm not sure if we're going to get our own cake stand or if we're going to hire one of her. So yeah, that is the cake. I'll insert a photo, like I said. And she said whenever we can make it to hers, we'll do a cake testing. So that is really cool, and that is everything I'm probably going to talk about today, because this video is going to be extremely long, and for the next series I've probably got more to talk about, and hopefully my dress, I can talk about my dress, music I can talk about, favours, all stuff like that. There's so much to do.